Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to RV Daydream. It's morning for me. Don't know what time it is for you, but I want to talk about a camera and maybe a solution for a problem that I have and maybe you have.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
I've not wanted to clutter up our new truck too much. Now, if you guys have been with us for a little while, you know the old 2019, I shouldn't say, I hate when I say old, our 2019 F-250 that we had prior to this truck, it had a decent amount of stuff on the dash. Whenever we bought our RV, which is this, it came with, or we opted in, I should say, a camera. So if you go to the back of the RV here, you can see there's a camera up there, and that camera connects, you can see, with an antenna wirelessly to the truck. So my solution is something that came from a company that we've done reviews on in the past. Let me talk about that first, and then I'll show you the new solution. My son has a rear view camera you can see up here, and this one, although it's attached with a cable, most of these cameras that look like this from this company, it's Haloview, are wireless. And I've done a review on two systems in the past, and these systems are very good. I mean, this one still to this day is very, very good. And we'll go ahead and take a peek inside of his van real quick here. And you can see the monitor that's on the dash there, that large monitor. That is the camera monitor for what I just showed you on the back. On my old travel trailer and on my old truck, I had a high definition camera system that I mounted on my cap, and it worked very well. But you could see the size of that monitor, and I came to the conclusion that, you know, it's nice having a pretty good size monitor, but not necessarily needed unless you're really wanting to pay attention to what's going on behind you down the road in detail. I just need to see cars. I just need to see what's going on, and not so much that big monitor. I didn't want something else on my dash that took up that much space, you know, that much real estate. So in steps Haloview with their newest offering. It's been out for about a year now, but I think it's a really good one. Now in this case, I'm just going to show you basically the camera overview, what it does, how it looks, and not so much a how to mount or anything like that, because those situations are very, very specific for everyone. I will tell you that on all RVs, the easiest way for you to wire in your camera system is through the LED lights that are at the top of your RV. You know, you have 5 clearance lights that go across the top of your RV in the rear. Just tie into one of those, because most everybody should be driving down the road with your lights on. Even just your parking lights, if you turn them on, then that's going to power these cameras. They don't need very much power. They just need to see 12 volts. But again, the thing that I have a problem with is the monitor having a space for it. In steps Haloview with their RD10. This is a 10-inch. Of course, you can see 1080p, and it is wireless. Not only that, but it has an extender. This is basically a transmitter that will send the video just a little bit further. Now, it would be very easy for me to pull the camera that I currently have off the back of my RV, and put this one on instead. And I may do that, but what's nice about this is the extending part of things. And that is the signal that comes from this is run via a cable up to this, and then this transmits to the camera that is mounted on your mirror. That's right, this slips over your mirror. Alright, so you're seeing this view, cam 1, cam 2, probably pretty confusing. It shouldn't be. Let me show you why. Let's open this up, tell you what's going on that gives you this other view. It's a forward-facing view. That's your hint. Before we start, a real quick disclaimer. First of all, I was not paid for this review. I was sent this product to check out, and at no point did I tell them positive or negative, but if you're seeing this review, it must be a positive. I've never ever released a negative review of items. A lot of people ask me why, and it's because I don't feel like wasting my time, wasting your time with something that is not worth anybody's time as far as I'm concerned. So that's why this review is definitely a positive one, because you're seeing it. As far as I know at this point, it's going to get posted. I really don't know. This is going to be a future self thing. I don't realize it. The other thing is, to support this channel, to help me out, to help more videos like this to be put up on this channel, use the links down below in the description if you decide you want to go this way. I really appreciate it. It really helps out considerably. Moving forward, whenever we do videos in the future, we can kind of tell then what direction people want to go with what they want to see on our channel. And one of the things is these cameras seem to be a very popular item that a lot of people like to add, and for good reason. So again, if you like the video, if you like the product, use the link in the description. It takes you to our Amazon affiliates link. It costs you no extra money whatsoever, and it throws us some morsels. It's kind of like feeding the birds. Eventually the birds get fat. All right, a lot of you like to know this technical stuff, so I'll go ahead and give you a shot real quick here of what it says on the box, because this is pretty much the most information you'll get as far as the tech stuff. It does have a built-in DVR, either high definition or standard definition. It does have night vision. It says no freezes. It is 2.4 gigahertz. It has a parking line indicator. That's kind of nice if you can measure that out, which I did in my past videos. If you want to check that out, it'll show you how you can measure out from your bumper so you know what each line is. I don't know if this camera will allow it, but I know my old one, you could adjust those lines for different distances. And then, of course, I'm not going to go through all this, but camera resolution 1920 by 1080. A lot of times I find that that might be slightly reduced, but we'll go ahead and say that's what it is. I think it's a little bit closer to maybe 900 potentially. And then, of course, again, you can see the frequency and everything else. 200 millisecond time delay. Usually the drop-off's not too bad on these, if they even happen at all. Our old camera that we had a problem through Chicago, but then we got the high definition version and we didn't have any issues after that. And that's kind of what this one is. So let's go ahead and open this up. Looks like a good quality mirror as far as the optics. I could already see through the, I know this probably ain't coming out of the camera, but I could already see through this protective film. It looks pretty decent. A little bit of weight to it. Yeah, there's, I don't know, that's definitely more than just glass weight, obviously. There's definitely components in there. And this is why there's a dual screen or dual look on the mirror, and that's because you have a forward-facing dash cam that is built in, which is awesome. I have a built-in dash cam on my GPS, but this would be a nice backup in case the GPS glitches out on me for some reason, which occasionally it has happened. This is the module for the extender for the wireless transmitter. Again, you can see here's the cable. I'm sure this is coming, this cable here is coming from the camera, and then this is the antenna end. And you can see here, this says camera right on this decal that's barely on there. That obviously is going to screw on to this transmitter. And then you have another little stubby. This says it's for the monitor. Let's go ahead and put that down here, because that's what this is. The mirror is actually a monitor. And this one here is either an extra, or it could be that that goes direct onto the camera. Let me take a look here. See what this is. No, okay. Unless this little tiny hole up here is for an antenna, I'll have to read the instructions. I doubt it. That's probably just some sort of pairing button there. And let's see what we got here. All right, you got some sort of a mount. Of course, your cables, which are going to require you to connect into, like I said, that power source that is going to be in the back. There's another long cable. This long cable here, what this is actually for the top of your RV, so you could run the cable from the camera way up to this monitor, or I'm sorry, this wireless transmitter, so it'll help get the signal much further out. Then there's all kinds, this is kind of nice, they give you all kinds of tie downs for this cable that I'm sure sticks to your roof with this 3M connection tape. That's nice. I didn't know they included that. That's kind of special. Here's some sort of an adapter here, and then your cigarette lighter power port if you want to go that route. All right, so there's a few things I want to talk about now that I got familiar with all this that I missed telling you about. First of all, here's a trim tool to help you tuck the cable in that is for the camera, that is obviously the monitor part of things, up inside the truck. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And again, this is for that extremely long, what they list as 12-meter long cable, so you can put your transmitter in a range that or in an area that transmits for your situation. And I understand why they do this. You know, they're in the past on their stuff, there's a long ways it has to be transmitted, and there's a lot of interference that can happen through other wireless devices that are in your vehicle. You got Bluetooth. I've got 2 GPS things going on in there, multiple Bluetooth things, hotspots, and of course vehicle hotspots, and then of course the vehicle's electronics. And when you get a fifth wheel that might be 40 foot long, you know, you could run into a problem without having a transmitter. So that's why they give you so much cable to put that transmitter further up on the rig. Also included was the screws with friction washers. This is for mounting. I forgot to tell you about that. And then it's this part here. It's as if your vehicle's already come prepped for a camera. We have a Furrion backup camera, and that's what this pattern is. That's what this is for. So it would be nice that as far as power wise, I could just plug into what's already prepped on my trailer, but still you have to run that cable. Let me go talk about a couple of challenges, but I'm kind of impressed with this. Okay, so I don't go through a full-blown installation because that really wouldn't make a difference anyways, so the turkey says. The camera's been set up just temporarily back here so you can get an idea. Not complicated, not hard to do. Basically you have a positive and negative connections here. Those would be the connections that go inside once that adapter is removed for that camera up there. And you can see this camera bolts pretty much in place of that one. So if you're Furrion prepped already, you're good. Like I said, there's some components there that you see, and it's for the Furrion setup. Now here's where this differentiates a lot from the previous models, and even this one here, because some of these rigs are so long and so big and so tall and so far away from the vehicle. They put an extender, or they give you an extender on every single unit. So here's the extender. This is something that will mount on top of your RV. Now, depending on how far your RV is, or the camera mount is, from the front of your truck, is going to determine where you mount this at. So again, I know this starts to get, you know, looks a little confusing to you, but it's pretty simple. Basically, all of this, the connections, all this wiring, will go inside the hole that is already drilled and provided from the factory for the camera, and it'll hook up to the lights. Basically, that's what it is. Now, there's already a connection in there, like I said, connector for the Furrion camera, that's, if you're already prepped for it, that this will connect to and just plug in. In the meantime, this part then, this cable will come back out at another location that you determine, and depending on how long your rig is, you could mount this relatively close, just, you know, up on top of the back of the RV, just a little ways, so the cable will maybe go up through the roof that way, you know, inside the rafter, or it'll be a long cable, and they give you a very long cable, and you can run that. Yeah, that's right, the turkey's telling me. You can run that cable almost all the way to the front of your RV, and then will connect to this. So there is no loss of signal whatsoever. So I have this hooked up just to a battery source, and the camera's pointed here. You can see about how far away it is from the shed and from this thing here, and you can see how low the camera is. Now just imagine it up higher, because the view would be even greater, but I wanted to show you what this part of the system looks like. Let's go in and look at the most, you know, I think the most impressive part of the system, and that is, ta-da, the dash cam, which a lot of people don't know this. This camera slides out so that the mirror, the monitor, will cover most of the mirror. There are some downfalls, I'll tell you right now. One of them is if you have automatic adjustable lighting for high beams, or you have that provision and you have something like this. We have this piece here on our truck. The antenna interferes to where I can't tilt this up any higher than what I currently have it. You can see how touchy it is too. That's right, it's a touch screen. We're going to talk about that in a second. But you can see the view that this provides. And other than the glare, you can see me here. It's nice. That is a very good, high quality picture. Just to give you an idea, I don't know if I can bring this one up. This is a good picture within itself, but you can see that it's losing some contrast there. And this is a $475 GPS that has a dash cam built into it, and it's new. This is brand new, so it's not like it's old technology or anything. That picture is far better, definitely far better, much more clear. Some people may consider it slightly washed out, but I like it because I can see the shadows a lot more than I can with this one here. So here's the dash cam, here's the rear view camera. Now you can swap these, you can make whichever one you want, or if you just want to see one, like when we're traveling down the road, I'm not going to look at this one. This is the dash cam. Again, because of the antenna in my case, I'm having a problem with that. I'm having a problem seeing there. But if you don't have anything right above your mirror, you should be fine. And then, of course, this is what we would be looking at for the most part driving down the road. Again, do not really take in consideration the picture you're currently seeing, because it's not pointed down and it's not high on the RV, but you can get an idea of how good the picture is. Again, with some reflective going on here with myself, that makes it a little bit more difficult. If you're not hooked up, this is the best part. Currently with our rear view camera, I have to put our monitor up here in the windshield and block more of my windshield. Not only that, but whenever I'm done, I've got to unmount it from the windshield. I got to tuck the cord, put the cord away. And, that way it's not just up there doing nothing. Where in this case, you would just turn this off and this becomes a mirror. This becomes a very good quality mirror. Again, touch screen, lots of options. Guess how you get to those options? Right there. Look at that. There's your menu. Is that not cool? There are options, and you just get through it through this touch screen. You can reverse the image that you have, so it appears like a mirror for you. That's what I would do. Definitely, I would make it look like a mirror. For example, in my case, the garage is on the right-hand side of this picture normally, so I would reverse that. I would make it a mirror image. See, like that. Whoop, let me go back. It just takes it a second for it to read. So whenever you get the click, just go from there. So that's what it would look like if I was backing up, if I was looking at a mirror. So I really like the whole thing. It's a good package, and it does something that none of the other backup cameras do for me, and that is puts the monitor out of the way. It's not on, in my windshield. Now, because of my situation, again, because I can't tilt my mirror far enough to keep the dash cam where it needs to be, it kind of doesn't work. I mean, I should have the dash cam basically like this here, and I can't. I just can't, because you can see the antenna is hitting the top there. If you don't have that problem, I don't see any reason why you want to do this. If not, your alternative is, guess what? Keeping something in your glove box like that, which that's the monitor for the rear view camera that's currently on the trailer, and that big suction cup is what puts it in the windshield here. So if you don't want to have to do that, if you don't want to have to mess around with keeping that, to where it has to go up and down all the time. Now, when you're traveling, of course, you can just leave it up there, but it does block my view. I mean, it takes away, this center from my view. I remember initially getting it, and I thought, boy, I wish I had a bigger monitor. I could see it a little better, kind of like this one here. However, once I got it, I decided, oh, I'm glad I don't have another big monitor in here, because it'd be just that much less I could see. So is this the right camera system for you? how do you know? Well, if you want a dash cam and you need a rear view camera of some sort for your travel trailer, sure. I mean, this ties in with both. Now, I already have a dash cam with my GPS, but I was really wanting to go with this one. I really wanted to try this one out, and I think I wanted to work it into our system for the pure fact that I wouldn't have a monitor up in my dash. That was the main thing, having a monitor up in my dash. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Now, I'm going to give you a full disclosure on this, and you can look at it as a negative or a positive, however you wish to take it in. Whenever I was first doing this review initially, I was having a problem with the touchscreen not responding. I mean, it just didn't respond. No matter what I did, I flicked it, I moved it, I did everything, and it would not respond. And I called the company, I got hold of the company, and they said, can you go ahead and send us a short video of your problem? Well, of course, I post videos all the time, so it's not a big deal. And it's not a big deal for you either on your phone, just to shoot a little video. And I basically showed him, hey, it's powered on, and look, no matter what I do, I can't get it to respond. Now, I've had GPSs in the past that did that, and it's the TFT screen, or whatever they call it, that the matrix, the screen that's behind the screen that actually feels your fingerprint. I told him, I said, that's what it feels like. It feels like it's not, responding to my touch at all. And other than that, other than them asking for that video, they forwarded to some engineers, and they agreed, and they sent out this monitor right away. So the bad part was I got one that had a problem. The good part was they fixed it immediately, and it wasn't an issue. So all the links will be down below like always. I think this is something that I would have probably kept and done if I didn't have that problem. So if you guys have Fords, these new Fords, and you have that light sensor monitor thing up above your mirror, or if you have some other vehicle that has a mirror or a obstruction directly above your mirror, this might be an issue for you. Now, if you have, like a console or something, like you can see here, I've got, this console here for, sunglasses and everything else. That's not an issue. It's back far enough. But if you have something directly above your mirror, that's going to be a problem. I like it. I think it's a cool part. And as far as the touch screen and the novelty of being able to go through menus without doing the stupid stuff that you normally have to do. You guys know, it's one of those things where you have to push a button, and then you got to push up and down volume or something to click over to a menu. Then you got to push the right button again to get into that feature. And then when you find what you want, you have to lock it in by pushing yet another button. And it gets real confusing, and you got to basically learn how to type whenever you're setting up your camera. This one's all touchscreen, so if you can use your phone, you can use this camera right off, out of the box. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.